All right, we're live from the Nebraska plains here, as we've got a developing supercell that's really getting its act together, and honestly, it's struggling to be surface-based, but it's surface-based, at least a little bit. And I do wonder how much tornado potential this is going to have. I'm a little bit worried it's going to struggle being surface-based, but it does have the shear to work with. What is up, everybody? Grifter, Hurricane Heather, what is up? Travel blessings. But we have a cool-looking storm right here. I don't know how good my internet really is, but hopefully it's good enough, because it might struggle today. It could struggle a little bit, so all right, now I don't hate the look of this storm, because about 15 minutes ago it hardly even looked like anything. And clean off my windshield a little bit here. Starting to get its act together, though. A little bit. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there. So hopefully my service is enough. This thing is starting to get its act together here and to get a little bit of rotation. So, to be determined here what this storm will end up doing. Okay, it's really getting rotation together now, so guys, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to this thing. We're going to try to get a little bit closer to this thing now. So bear with me here. If my internet just goes completely dead, then I'm going to try my best to get it back, but no promises. When you're out here in the middle, it gets tough. It does get tough, so. But to consolidate itself a little bit. Looks like we have service right here, so maybe if I get to the top of this hill and I still have some decent service, I'll park it. This area is a little bit hillier than just to our east and to our north. It looks like we have service right here on the top of this hill, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it. And this storm looks like it's struggling to be surface-based, so that is definitely a problem here as far as tornadoes and stuff go. If you want to see tornadoes, it could be an issue. I feel like the stuff to the south could be a problem with the dew point temperature spreads being a little bit too high, but not really too sure.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just watching the storm here.
Are you at the chasers?
Say what?
Are you a chaser?
Yeah. There we go. There goes the service. I'm might abandon this one, guys, and I'd really have to go south, but and if I wanted to abandon this guy, I'd really have to go south really quickly, but I mean, we'll see. Connect. I should have it. Wonder if I need to get south, guys. I'm gonna try to abandon. Oh, it's all the way down by Grand and get to Central City. Got. A little bit too cold here, so I might abandon this one. It's really cold looking. Too cold looking. Makes me wonder. Maybe the other one won't do anything either. Nice looking storm there. Sometimes you gotta leave a nice looking storm to get to a better one. I don't know if anything's gonna be better today. We'll see. I just said the storm north of Grand Island would pique my interest. So I'm not really sure though. That storm north of Grand Island would pique my interest. This stuff is just cold up here. I don't like how cold it looks. It looks a little bit too cold. Kind of like cold hailers, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it won't be. But I'm at least gonna start kind of positioning myself south just in case I really need to fly down there. I can get down there. I can get down there within an hour if I really had to go. So if I really had to go, I could get down there within the hour. A chaser that I know. Might be. How's it going? What's up? What do you
storm at least.
I know. What do you think about it?
It's cold.
It's very cold.
But
northeasterly surface winds, I don't really like it that much, but
I have a very much a bias for this area.
Okay.
I'm like 40 minutes.
I mean, it's a nice supercell.
I'm not complaining. Yeah, it's not.
I'm wondering if that one to the south could end up being the big play.
It's
I
like
don't.
an hour and 40 minutes down to Grand Island.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna I was gonna position a little bit south just in case that one really.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. It looked like it had better like surface obs on it.
It did. But
So.
it's also really, we're going to drill through that capping.
Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. So I didn't know, but yeah, we have a nice supercell here.
Whatever happens here, I'm not mad.
No, you're gonna get good structure. I'll probably end up sticking on this one, but we'll see. See you, man. Guys, we're just gonna position just a little bit south just to see. This one just doesn't feel as much as like a tornado producer to me. I'm not really sure. Doesn't feel like a tornado producer to me. The one to the south doesn't either right now. The one actually, that one to the south doesn't look like it could be at all. I think we're just gonna. I think that for now, I don't see anything to the south that makes me wanna. I don't see anything to the south that makes me really want to go for it. So I might just stick on this one for now. I mean, why not? I mean, if there's something south that really, made me wanna go down there, it'd be one thing. But I don't see anything right now. This storm will eventually move into some decent terrain as well. It'll actually be pretty solid. But I don't expect a tornado out of this storm. I don't. I just don't. There is a risk for tornadoes, so like you can't rule it out. But no, I wouldn't expect a tornado out of this storm. Which is okay. So we're storm chasers. We don't always chase tornadoes. Sometimes we just chase cool storms. And then when I start driving again, I get it. So it's so odd. It's been so choppy and weird. It's gonna be tough to chase in the corn in about a month. Corn won't give you such a great view soon. Yeah, view soon. Yeah, it's just like I don't see anything south that makes me, man, I want to go south. So this is tough, but obviously the north doesn't look too hot either. It's not. It's just very linear. It's very, very, very linear stuff here. So hopefully I have service to see something here. I'm right by the main highway. Yeah, this is not a tornado. They look terrible on radar. Looks so bad on. That's where south. If I want to see good storm structure as a certainty, then this one's a good bet. But guys, I'm first and foremost, I love a good structure show. But first and foremost, I'm trying to see tornadoes, so I might need to go south here. We can get to Central City pretty quick. By 6, we can get to Central City by 6:15. Man, this storm's got a nice. We got a view of our storm here as we dive south here. Just being honest, I don't know, guys. Just being honest, I don't really know what to say. Like, this storm isn't gonna be a tornado producer, but it's tough because I don't know if the ones to the south are ever gonna get their act together, but. If a storm to the south does get their act together, I definitely think that they are the ones that produce. So, you know. thought about going to Iowa today, but when I woke up in the morning, I was a little bit far, number one, and two, the models didn't look very good. So, you know, maybe it'll do something, though. tomorrow, I will say, tomorrow is kind of the day that a lot of people thought could be the bigger severe weather day. But it's not so much. Not so much anymore. We'll see. I mean, there's time for things to change and adjust. And, I mean, as we all know, the weather's unpredictable. But the weather's unpredictable. So you never know. But as of now, I don't know if tomorrow is quite the severe weather setup that we had originally kind of touted it as. So who knows? Maybe tonight I just look at models tonight and just decide to go back home. Maybe I decide to chase tomorrow. Maybe I skip tomorrow and start getting ready to chase Sunday, Monday. Sunday, Monday could be good up in the Dakotas, so I have a hard time seeing myself really going home, but we'll see. Hard to say, guys, but say my dilemma here is, okay, I'm on a good storm that looks cool, but its tornado chances are about zero. Like, we're definitely inside of the tornado watch. There is a tornado watch, and we're near we're about an hour north of Grand Island, so probably 60, 70 miles north of Grand Island right now is where we are located here. That other storm is just to the north of Grand Island, and I think that would have potential to do something more than this one. But you know, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, just looking at those storms to the south, man, I don't know if those are going to do much, to be honest. Guys, I'm going to keep those in, like I said, I'm going to keep both plays and I'm going to keep both plays as a possibility, but man, those storms down there are looking rough. Okay, so maybe these are it right here. Like, I mean, we might just have to give up on seeing tornadoes today, and we might just have to go for the structure show. The structure show, even if it's maybe not a tornado producer, maybe we just go for the big time structure show here. Right? Yeah, there's a cap down, and south, man, I still think south has the best potential, but it's going to struggle with that cap. So it's a tough one. Certainly there's a nice storm right behind. There is a very nice storm right behind me, just looks wise. A very nice storm right behind me. So it's tempting to turn around and just get at the go for the nice storm, but I don't know, guys. Everything's kind of capped and weird today. Everything's like a weird stuff today. I'm going to turn around in just a second, and we're going to look at this storm here. Just get a look at it. I honestly thought that, I didn't think that it was this stable up here. I didn't realize how stable it really was up here. But no, it's very stable up here. very stable up here. Storms are producing outflow. Yeah, it's gonna have to be this, guys. It's gonna have to be this storm. I mean, it can be this storm can be as stable as it wants, but if it's the only good connection, no matter what. Like I'm close to the highway, but the second I just get off of it a little bit, it's gone. It's elevated squall line thingy, the jig that we're watching right now. That's someone's driveway. I'm not gonna go up that thing. I should find a spot with service, but it's weird. I leave the interstate and I just lose. Or no, it's not even the interstate. I can't see over this corn. Hold on, let me get away from this corn here. The corn is starting to get to the point where it's definitely becoming an issue for visuals. And, you know, once you get into August, and of course by September, that corn really becomes an issue if you're trying to storm chase. But I'll tell you guys here why I'm calling this storm elevated, and it's for a reason. Here, this is a good spot. I have service right here. This is a good spot to just turn around and look at this thing. I'll tell you guys what I mean when I say this storm is kind of elevated. So if your storm is surface based, that means that your storm is pulling that warm, moist surface inflow. If your storm is surface based, it's pulling nice, warm surface inflow, right? If your storm is elevated, it's not pulling in surface inflow. So that means your storm's having a hard time pulling in that warm air at the surface. So this one is kind of leaning towards elevated. I think for a second it had tried to become surface based. Man, I wish I was in Iowa right now. I really wish. I think I just definitely should have been in Iowa today. The models just didn't look very good. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't really think the models looked all too hot there. So I just never... And I was all the way up in North Dakota yesterday. So, I mean, North Dakota to Iowa is definitely, you know, it could be a doable drive for sure. No doubt it could be a doable drive getting from North Dakota to Iowa, but it's a tough one when you're... It's a tough one when the setup is a little bit more conditional. So, by conditional, I mean the setup may or may not be good. But, so here's how I got out. I really wasn't planning on chasing yesterday or today. And I guess hindsight, you know what? Hindsight, I probably wish I didn't chase yesterday, and I probably wish I didn't chase today. But that's what you're always going to say, hindsight. I mean, I don't know how many times I haven't decided to chase and then I miss a good tornado. So you just never know with the weather, obviously. But I will say... yesterday, I really liked yesterday up by Bismarck, North Dakota, but it was a very conditional risk, and I knew that there was a decent shot that it wouldn't work out. But I'm like, this might be one that's worth the risk, is kind of what my thinking was in my head, and I think it was close to doing something, so it almost was worth the risk, but it didn't end up being that. But I left Joplin at like 1 a.m. on a Tuesday night, and I drove all the way from Joplin up to Bismarck, North Dakota, which is about 13 hours, and I think I slept about 1 hour in the car. So last night I finally got a chance to sleep for the first time in basically 36 hours. So I am still feeling the effects of not sleeping for about 36 hours. Obviously, something that I wouldn't recommend, especially if you're doing a lot of driving. But I ended up being okay, so. And then I also had thought about chasing Canada today. I'd thought about it, but it didn't look. It just looked a little bit too conditional. So. And Canada had really taken a downtrend, so there's reasons why we never went for that one. So the real target was probably Iowa, but I will say also, those storms in Iowa are certainly struggling in their own right. So They definitely have a much better shot at producing tornadoes than these guys here, but they're certainly on the struggle bus over there too. So maybe it's just not in the cards for anybody anywhere today. But once again, we'll see. To be determined. There's a couple of supercells even in Illinois, just to the west of Chicago. And we'll see, maybe tomorrow will end up being a good chase day. And even if it doesn't look like it right now, maybe it'll end up being the chase day that we kind of had thought it could be, originally. So it could. We'll see. I think it had potential. I just don't know anymore. So, but I'm just waiting for Iowa to do something really funny. But I don't know why these storms up here didn't end up being surface based. I don't know. That's interesting for sure. And the ones to the south are just struggling. So there's like a cap or some kind of inversion or something's going on. It's 84 over 70 down there, so you think. I don't know. I'm going to turn the car a little bit more up to get the view of the best part of the storm. See if I can turn into this little. I'll turn it right up here. The storm looks a little bit cooler just to my due north than it does the southwestern flank, which is where I was looking. This is probably someone's driveway, but we can angle the car out here. Some nice structure there on that supercell. Some nice structure. And guys, I mean, I don't ever try to unnecessarily hype stuff up on this channel. You guys know this. I'm always very realistic, and if I think that a storm looks like it's going to produce tornadoes, I'll say that. If I think it won't, I will say that. And this storm is not a tornado producing storm. It's just not. I've seen I don't know how many tornadoes, probably close to 125 in my life, and this one doesn't strike me as something that would produce tornadoes. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but I would say very, very low. It is a supercell. It's trying to be surface-based, and it's trying to pull in inflow. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inflow tails in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but it is certainly on the struggle bus as far as surface-based inflow goes. It's a nasty storm. I wonder how big the hail is. Maybe the town of Nalai. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nilai, or Nelai? Nilai, Nebraska. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that town name, but they're getting smashed with hail right now, and I wonder how big it is. I was just at a gas station up there. That's where I got gas, and I was just up there getting gas, so I wish I was kind of under that awning. I just want to sample this hail. Obviously, I'm not the kind of person to just go get my windshield broken for fun. I know some chasers like to do that, and hey, I mean, it's their money, and if they want to buy new windshields every other week during storm season, you know, I think some people probably buy 5 a year, 5, 10 windshields a year. And I mean, hey, that's certainly their prerogative. Yeah, I can't talk. I'm too tired. That's certainly their prerogative, right? But I'm not one to do that. So you'll never see me purposely driving into hail. Has it happened accidentally? Yeah, I've broken my windshield one time on accident. It's actually still broken up there. You can see if I zoom out there, you can see the cracks up there. It's still broken. But eventually I'll finish that off. It won't be today. I'd love to finish my windshield off when there's a good tornado. I'd love to wait for a good tornado, and then, hey, I see a good tornado close up. I get my windshield smashed. It is what it is, you know. But for a storm like this, of course, it would not advise doing that. So there's a lot of chasers to my north. I'm just looking at the spotter dots. There's a lot of chasers up to my north. I guess all watching the same storm I am. But hey, we're sitting here in the plains watching the nice storm roll over the open country. I mean, it could be worse. You know, I've seen so many good tornadoes this year, guys. I am at the point where, hey, if I don't see another really awesome tornado, who cares? I mean, I've seen it all this year, so I'm good with that. It hasn't been a crazy year for storm structure, actually, believe it or not. It's been a pretty wild year for tornadoes, but storm structure-wise, not quite. Some years it's I remember back, and my memory might be foggy, but 2021, I remember back to 2021. Very, very good year for storm structure in 2021. Maybe not the best year for tornadoes. It was maybe a more of a average or below average year. But storm structure, you had it all. Yeah, our storm structure's looking a little bit messier now than it did. I wonder if we need to get, I do wonder if we have to get east. I do wonder if we need to get east, then our storm structure might improve a little bit. If we go a little bit to the east. I think it probably will. So I think we should probably get a little bit to the east, and maybe, before I do that, I want to make sure that I totally want to give up on the storms to the south. Before I go east, I want to make sure that the storms to the south, down towards Grand Island, are worth totally giving up on. Yeah, I think they are. I don't think those are ever going to do anything either, so. There's another chipmunk thingy. Is that a chipmunk or a prairie dog? I don't know. I've seen several of them. Chipmunks, prairie dogs, all the above. There you go. You guys get a view of this storm and my windshield crack and my hand while I drive as well. It's a bird. We've seen a lot of. I don't know. Do chipmunks live in Nebraska? I'd assume yes. I don't know if those are chipmunks I keep seeing or prairie dogs. Whenever I was up in Canada, there's a lot of chipmunks up in Canada. There'd just be fields of just chipmunks. I mean, like hundreds and hundreds of chipmunks. It was incredible. And then if you go down to the southern plains, you of course, down in the southern plains, Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, western Kansas, and Colorado, New Mexico, you have all the prairie dogs. So our storm might never produce a tornado, and it actually probably won't, but good storm structure, yeah, it'll have that. It'll have good storm structure, so who knows, maybe something crazy happens. I guess crazier things have happened, so I've learned to never give up on a storm, but I think we got to get a little bit further out ahead of this thing. If we get a little bit farther out ahead of this one, I think it might look a little cooler. But we're going to have to go further east and probably further south. Sometimes, actually, it depends on the storm, but most of the time when you have a storm like this, you're much better off being on the east side of the storm, on the easterly side of the storm, than you are on the, there's my hand again, on the east side of the storm than you are on the south side of the storm. So usually the east side of that storm is where the storm is really kind of has more clear air, and it's pulling in a little bit more inflow, so you get a little bit more of that structure there on that east side of the storm. But the terrain here is not bad at all. It's certainly a lot better than if we were in the sandhills. I'm glad we didn't end up in the sandhills. I'm not one that likes to chase there. But you do get good tornadoes there. But as far as seeing the good tornadoes at a good angle, that's a little bit tougher to come by. So we're gonna get out ahead of this one, guys. We're gonna get out ahead of this one, and then we'll have a chance to be able to see it a little bit better. I think. Well, maybe the storm structure's cooked too. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think that it's probably going to look better to the south and east, but I see some anticyclonic rotation up there in the clouds. We'll get a view of that in just a minute here if it's still there, but I see some anticyclonic rotations. Oh, we got a hair. There's actually some very nice anticyclonic rotation, and I mean for you to get a tornado out of anything like that, it takes a pretty insane environment like we had in North Dakota. You guys remember in North Dakota a couple weeks ago, those tornadoes that sadly took a few lives and hit some properties. But with those tornadoes a few weeks ago there in North Dakota, you had some crazy anticyclonic rotation within some of those storms. It's a hilly area right here. Lots of hills and lots of corn. I mean, we are in the Cornhusker state, so that's to be expected. I wonder which state produces better corn, Nebraska or Iowa. I wonder which one produces better corn, or a lot of it's actually probably about even, but. Because I know Iowa's a big corn state as well. Iowa's big for corn and I think pigs, maybe pork. So we'll see. I honestly wonder if the storm just kind of lost itself, and that's why it looks the way it does. I wonder if it just lost itself and it just got disorganized, and that's what I'm wondering right now, if the storm just completely lost its structure here. Well, now we have an MCS. Well, we have an MCS starting to get going here. Now we have an MCS starting to get going, which is to be expected here. And we got a lot of storms all forming right on top of each other. Storms forming on top of each other. I still think we got to get out farther east to even get the good structure on it. But like I said, maybe the storm just got so disorganized. Maybe the good structure doesn't even exist anymore. But this storm is making things very dark out here. It almost feels like it's 9 o'clock in the evening right now because of how dark it is from the storm. But got stuff kind of rapidly all forming right here. So I don't really know what to make. This is a storm that I don't really know what to make of it right now. Like I told you guys, it's certainly not despite having a tornado watch. You know, we had a tornado watch get I was never too high on today's risk. Nope. Yeah, Norfolk. There we go, Norfolk. I think there's some rotation. There actually is a little bit of rotation on the north side of the storm, believe it or not. So it's gonna try. It's gonna try, in a couple of spots at a couple of times to produce something, but. So we're gonna get out to the east of it just to see what it looks like. But as far as what my expectations are, they're very low. My expectations are some nice structure on the east side of this thing, and then maybe it'll try to wrap itself up and produce some rotation, or maybe a brief tornado or something, but I can see where it's rotating. It's wrapped up there in the rain, but I can see where it would be. This storm, I keep seeing at points in times it'll want to become surface based, and it just doesn't ever have enough of anything to become surface based. But you can see that it kind of wants to at certain points in time, but certain points in times it's trying and it wants to, but it just doesn't have it in it. It just doesn't have it in it. But if you're just tuning in, guys, I'm so sorry I don't have the right stream overlays and stuff. I was never able to get that fixed, but I promise at some point it'll get worked out and we'll have a much better quality stream. At some point in time, and right now I'm trying to save up to get maybe Starlink, but that might be something that we don't get until next year, next spring. So, but eventually, one of these days, but. We do got that cell booster that does a great job in most situations. It's done a pretty solid job today. This one's been going how far north does this want me to go? Let me make sure here. That's what I want to do. lowering there in the distance, off to the right. A little bit of one. We gotta go about 2 more miles off to the north, and then we can 2 more miles off to the north, and then we can turn to the east, and maybe try to get over towards where that lowering is. So yeah, that lowering, you can see it right there on the bottom of the screen, in the middle. There's a little bit of a at least some kind of lowering. I'm sure that could be a little bit of rotation, but any rotation is going to be messy, and if anything ever produces a tornado, it'll be messy and rain, wrapped up in rain. So here we go. We got a lot of rain right in front of us that we're about to get into here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we got some crazy cloud features up there spinning around. I don't think you can. But yeah, we're about to get into some heavier rain here. We got another mile to go until we get to the east. Don't get into this hail here. I don't think we will. Ooh, the rain's a lot. You can see the rain's a lot heavier just in front of us. We're in a little bit of a break right now. It's a lot heavier right here on the road. You can literally see it coming down. Should be able to blast out ahead of us, so pretty easily. These roads are actually very well maintained for dirt roads. Fingers crossed, but they're actually very well maintained roads here. We got a police officer up here. You can see the rain curtains flying though from left to right here. Tornado warning. Well, we have a tornado warning. I'm making sure there's not one in front of me. There's some police up here. There we go, guys. That's where right in front of those dumb cracks is where the action would be probably if there was a tornado. We do have a tornado warning, which is a little bit surprising to me, but hey, you know, they must have seen something to give it a warning. So I'm trying to, I don't really see. We do have a tornado warning in place now. I really don't see where the area of interest could be. Like, there's nothing that like screams to me like, hey, we got a big area of rotation, you know. So it'd be here on the northeast side of this storm. I wonder, we got some police sirens up here or something like that. Ambulance, maybe? I wonder what's going on. Ambulance is going that way to the left, very, very slow. Ambulance is going north into that storm towards Tendon. I don't know why this storm's tornado warned. Well, my radar doesn't say it's tornado warned, but like my phone literally just went off. But my radar doesn't say anything. There's a fire truck behind me, so. Dude, buddy, you can get around me, bro. I'm sitting still so you can get around me, dude. What is this guy doing? I don't know. I have no idea what this guy's doing. Who's this guy driving this fire truck? What is this guy doing? Okay. I don't know what that guy in the fire truck's doing. He had at least... Oh my gosh. There's a fire truck going this way. There's a police stop left. Dude, there's no one coming to the left of me, no one coming to the right of me. I'm just sitting there so this fire truck can pass me, obviously, and you know, I don't know. It like, dude, you can go. Like I'm letting you pass me. Like, you don't. I don't know what this police officer's doing here. I have no idea what's going on. I guess I'll stay behind this guy, but I don't know why there's a police car with his lights flashing going very slowly. I have no idea what's going on. Must have a chaser right here, I think. Chaser. No, it looked like maybe some local spot or part of like a fire department or something of that nature. So here, not we're driving parallel with the storm. There's nothing you guys are really missing out on. So there's two chasers right there as well. I'm looking for a rotation. I'm looking for a rotation up on this storm. Right now, not seeing it. Looks very get out ahead of it, so I can really get out ahead of it, so then I can actually get north, guys. I just want to get out ahead of it. Head towards Battle Creek, Nebraska here. And then we're turning north. Yeah, this storm, guys, this storm is really struggling there. So, oof. We might just head to Norfolk and just get out ahead of the structure, and then from there, I don't know what to even do at that point. Those tornado sirens are going off for some weird reason that doesn't make any sense to me. Interesting. I thought there wasn't a tornado warning. Here's your supposedly. I don't think this storm is a tornado warning, but they're definitely sounding the sirens here. Definitely a very eerie storm here in Battle Creek, Nebraska. Very loud siren to my east there. Some towns will sound the sirens even for non-tornado warning storms, which I wish they didn't do, because that just sets off a false alarm. So when there actually is a big tornado, then people won't, care as much. But I just fail to see much rotation on this storm at all. So I just fail to see the rotation there. They just turned off the siren. As I left town, they just turned the sirens off. So, like I said, I just fail to see much rotation up in there, up in this storm at all. And it's definitely eerie looking for sure. To the bystander, I'm sure, like you'd look at this storm and be like, "Wow, this one might be able to do something." But no, it's not. It doesn't have much rotation to it, even though it looks kind of eerie and cool. There's not much there. Sheriff is watching the storm right there closely. I wonder if out ahead of this it has better structure. I wonder. I'm hoping it has some better structure, because if this storm doesn't have much structure, then there's not really much of a point of not really much of a point of sticking with it. Now we're back out to the east of this thing. storms are not becoming surface-based, are they? No. Guy looked like Freddie McKinney. I know it wasn't. Guy looked like Freddie McKinney. I know it wasn't Freddie McKinney. Freddie McKinney. We're headed over towards Norfolk. Norfolk, Nebraska, not Virginia. That's probably the biggest Norfolk. The one in Virginia. There's a lot of locals out chasing. Man, all these storms are. Man, all these storms are. There's a big capping inversion now. Ay, big capping inversion. Easy there in Iowa. Alright guys, we're getting out ahead of this thing, and the structure is definitely a little bit better, but nothing to really write home about as well, so. Not far from Norfolk at all. We're not. I may go from Norfolk down to Columbus or something. Yeah, it's in City, Iowa. Our storm is a hailer. There's a very interesting cell near Columbus. If I can maybe get towards Clarkson. If I can maybe get towards Clarkson or Maple Creek. Here we're heading into Norfolk right now. Oh, we have very, very nice structure behind me. Oh my gosh. Whoa, wait a second, guys. Wait a second, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna have to show you guys this structure. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh gosh. Whoa, that structure's insane. Hold on. I'm gonna get, you know what? I'm gonna get another half mile, guys, down the road, and then I'll show you guys the structure right here. But stuff that we don't want to be in. Give me 1 minute here to show you guys this. Where can I pull off and get a nice view of this without a bunch of trees in the way? Hold on. There's velocity. I don't know what that is, but hey, max velocity. Shout out to Max Velocity. We got the Velocity Clinical Research Building right there. I'm gonna pull in next to this chaser. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's a local, maybe he's a legit chaser, but we're gonna pull in next to this. Oh my gosh, look at that structure, guys. got a very, very to Norfolk, Nebraska. We're in the middle of a town of 50 something thousand people, I think. I don't know why I would lose connection. We're gonna have to go farther, I guess. We're gonna have to go farther into town, huh? Got a nice inflow tail on it, but I mean, it's just too elongated. It's never going to be able to wrap itself up, so. Never going to wrap itself up, probably. You never know, but I'm going to take a guess. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. I was losing service there, so I left. And I want to stay ahead of this storm. But don't worry, we're going to get a view of it in just a minute. This is going to head into Norfolk with a hail and wind threat. All right, chat. I'm going to stop in here quick. I'm going to stop in and get something here quick at this beer, and then I won't leave you guys unattended for more than 5 minutes, but. Store. There's her. Oh my gosh, what a beauty. What a beauty. Hold on. Wow, what a beauty of a storm. It's coming up on us quick, isn't it? Okay. Yes, we're in the Walmart parking lot, watching this nice supercell right here. cold outflow dominant storm. Oh man. But the structure's still probably nice, so out ahead of it. So we're gonna keep going, guys. We're gonna have to play cat and mouse with this storm. And everything's a mess. So dark, we gotta turn on the headlights. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep going to the east. I guess I don't have any other storm to chase other than this one, so I'm gonna try to work with it here. You can see the engine in service. What is going on? Had it perfect earlier in the country, but no, I lost it in the city. No tornado sirens, though, in Norfolk. No sirens here in Norfolk. Not any here. Gotta keep going straight, guys. Alright guys, I'm trying to get out ahead of this storm again, but we got to get through this town. And some of these towns take a little bit of time to get through. You got to stop at all these lights, and your speed limits, your speed limits is what, 35, 40 miles an hour most of the way, so not as slow as those Canada speed limits in some of those towns are really, really slow. Probably 35 kilometers an hour. Not even miles an hour. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. I don't even know if this is from the storm behind me or if it's from a different one. This might be another pop-up. I'm not really sure, to be honest. It could be a pop-up, it could just be from the storm behind me, so. This is from a pop-up storm in front of this one, so it's not even from this storm that we were chasing. I don't know how that's going to affect the storm or affect the storm structure that we had. Yeah, this rain right here is from a storm that's in front of me that's kind of popped up. So we'll see how that affects the structure of our current storm here. We'll see how that will affect our current storm, guys. If you're just tuned in, we're in Norfolk, Nebraska. Make sure to hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel as well. I'm afraid the chase might not go on for too much longer. We'll just have to see here. But I'm afraid we're... All right, we're going 70 plus miles an hour now, so we should be able to get out ahead of this one. Get some internet back here. Hopefully my stream is back online here. I was possibly going to team up with, I was possibly going to test on these next chases. I don't know. Probably smart. Oh, now our storm looks like trash now. So, storm looks like absolute garbage now, so. Storm's garbage. We have no viewers. I think I might be done soon with today. so sick of these storms, dude. There will be better ones to chase soon enough, but these are kind of gross. I'm gonna start heading towards Stanton, Nebraska. Oh boy. What a ugly looking supercell now off to our right. Woo! Well, yikes. Yikes, chat. What's up, everybody? Chip might get internet. I'm done. I'm done. D-O-N-E. Done. Done. I don't, yeah, yeah. This is, pilot car, do not follow. Or, I mean, sorry, follow me. Gross. These storms are disgusting. And, I mean, they could come back a little bit. They may not. They may get worse. But I don't have any interest continuing to chase these, so. No, I have zero interest at all. We got a little bit of a shelf cloud right there, I guess. Tornado watch didn't really pan out, did it? These on anymore. Yeah, there's a shelf cloud. There's a shelf cloud. All right, chat. I'm done for today. I'm sorry. I'm just done. Not chasing this trash. It's over. There's nothing more to chase. I hate to say it, but there's nothing more to chase. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Appreciate all of you guys, and I will be back possibly tomorrow, maybe not. I might be back Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. It's to be determined. It's not set in stone, but thank you for tuning in, all of you guys, and I will see you on the next storm. Hopefully it's a much, much better one, but we had a briefly cool storm for a few moments today, so